1. Transactions near Gentile holidays. It is forbidden to purchase or sell any durable entity to an idolater within 3 days of one of their holidays. Similarly, within this period, it is forbidden to borrow from them, to lend to them, to accept payment from them, or to repay them for a loan that is supported by a promissory note or collateral. It is, however, permitted to collect a loan which is supported by a verbal commitment alone, because one is saving one's property from being lost to them. It is permitted to sell them an entity which will not endure, e.g., vegetables or a cooked dish until the day of their festival. When does the above apply? In Eretz Yisrael. In other lands, however, it is forbidden to engage in such activities only on the day of their festival itself. If one transgressed and did business with them during these 3 days, one may derive benefit from the results of these transactions. When, however, one does business with them on the day of their festival itself, it is forbidden to benefit from the results of these transactions. 2. Presents to and from Gentiles. It is forbidden to send a present to a Gentile on one of his holidays unless one knows that he does not acknowledge or worship idols. Similarly, if a Gentile sends a present to a Jew on one of the Gentile's holidays, the Jew should not accept it. If, however, there is the possibility of ill feeling arising, he should take it from him. Nevertheless, he should not derive any benefit from it until he finds out that the Gentile does not acknowledge or worship idols. 3. Multi-day festivals. If the Gentile's festival lasts several days, whether 3, 4, or 10, all the days of the festival are considered as a single day. Carrying out transactions on any of these days or on the 3 days preceding them is forbidden. For Canaanite Sunday. The Canaanites are idol worshippers, and Sunday is their festival. Accordingly, in Eretz Yisrael, it is forbidden to conduct transactions with them on Thursday and Friday each and every week, and, needless to say, on Sunday itself, when transactions with them are forbidden everywhere. 5. Celebrations and individual festivals. The day on which the Gentiles gather together to crown a king and offer sacrifice and praise to their false deities is considered to be one of their holidays, since it is comparable to their other holidays. In contrast, on a day which is celebrated by an individual Gentile as a festival on which he gives thanks and praise to the star he worships, for example, his birthday, the day on which he shaves his beard or hair, the day on which he returns from a sea voyage, the day on which he leaves prison, the day on which he makes a wedding feast for his son, and the like, it is forbidden to do business on that particular day only with that individual person. Similarly, when it is customary to mark the day on which one of them dies with festivities, it is forbidden to do business with those individuals on that day. Whenever a person's death is marked by the burning of his utensils and the offering of incense, we can assume that idol worship is involved in the ritual. The above prohibition applies only to those who worship the false deity. In contrast, it is permitted to do business with those who join in the celebrations by eating, drinking, and observing it as a matter of custom or in deference to the king, but do not believe in it. 6. Articles used in idol worship. Articles which are distinguished by their use in the worship of one of the false deities in a particular locale may never be sold to the worshippers of that deity in that locale. Articles which are not characterized by such uniqueness may be sold to them without inquiring about the purpose for which they will be used. If, however, an idolater specifically states that he is purchasing the article for the sake of idol worship, it is forbidden to sell it to him unless one blemishes it in a manner which disqualifies it for use as an offering to the idol. An animal lacking a limb is not offered as a sacrifice to an idol. 7. Mixed articles. It is permitted to sell articles which are distinguished by their use in the worship of a false deity that are mixed together with articles that are not used for such purposes, e.g., pure frankincense with black frankincense, without inquiring about the purpose for which they will be used. We do not suspect that the purchaser will separate the pure frankincense to use for idol worship. The same applies in other similar situations. 8. Harmful articles. Just as it is forbidden to sell Gentiles articles that assist them in idol worship, it is forbidden to sell them articles that can cause harm to many people, for example, bears, lions, weapons, fetters, and chains. Similarly, it is forbidden to sharpen their weapons. Everything that is forbidden to be sold to Gentiles is also forbidden to be sold to a Jew who is suspect that he will sell to Gentiles. Similarly, it is forbidden to sell dangerous objects to a Jewish thief. 9. Cohabitation and weapons. When the Jews dwell among the Gentiles and have established a covenant with them, it is permissible to sell weapons to the servants of the king and to his soldiers, because they use them to wage war against the enemies of the country and to protect it. Thus, they also protect us, for we dwell among them. It is permitted to walk around a city in which an idol is located. It is, however, forbidden to enter the city. If the idol is located outside the city, it is permitted to walk within it. 10. Traveling through idol-filled cities. A person who is journeying from one place to another may not pass through a city in which a false deity is located. When does this apply? When this is the only way to his destination. If, however, there is an alternate route to his destination and, by chance, he took the route which passed through the city, it is permissible. 11. Structures for idols. It is forbidden to build, even together with a Gentile, a dome under which an idol is placed. If one transgressed and built such a structure, however, one's wage is permitted. A priori, one may construct the palace or the courtyard where that dome is located. 12. Shops near idols. The following laws apply when an idol is located within a city, and there are some shops which are adorned and some which are not. It is forbidden to benefit from those which are adorned or to use anything they contain, since we can assume that they were adorned for the sake of idol worship. It is permitted to benefit from those which are not adorned. It is forbidden to rent a store owned by a false deity because one offers benefit to the false deity. 13. Proceeds from sales for idol worship. When a person sells his house for idol worship, it is forbidden to benefit from the proceeds of the sale. Rather, they must be taken to the Dead Sea. If, however, a Gentile steals a Jew's house against his will and places an idol in it, it is permitted to accept whatever money he offers. The Jew may compose a bill of sale and formalize it in accordance with the civil law procedures. 14. Funeral dirges and fairs. Flutes belonging to idols should not be used in a funeral dirge. One may attend a pagan commercial fair and purchase livestock, Gentile servants, and maidservants before they convert, houses, fields, and vineyards. One may compose a bill of sale and formalize it in accordance with the civil law procedures, since by doing so one saves one's property from them. When does the above apply? When one buys from a private individual who does not have to pay a tax to the false deity. If, however, one buys from a merchant, it is forbidden, for a merchant must pay a tax which must be given to the false deity. Hence, by making such a purchase, one is giving benefit to a false deity. The following laws apply if one transgressed and purchased merchandise from a merchant. If one purchased livestock, one should cut off the animal's hooves from below the ankle bone. If one purchased garments or other objects, one should let them rot. If one purchased money or metal utensils, one should bring them to the Dead Sea. If one purchased a servant, one may not help him up from a pit, nor should one push him into one. 15. Wedding parties. When a Gentile makes a wedding party for his son or daughter, it is forbidden to benefit from the feast. It is even forbidden for a Jew to eat and drink his own food there, since it is being consumed at a Gentile celebration. When is it forbidden to eat at such a Gentile's premises? From when he began to prepare for the wedding feast, the entire duration of the wedding feast, and for 30 days afterwards. Furthermore, if he makes another celebration because of the wedding even after 30 days have passed, it is forbidden to participate until 12 months have passed. This stringency was imposed because of idol worship, as implied by Exodus 34 verses 15 to 16, and he shall call to you, and you shall eat from his slaughter, and you shall choose from his daughters for your sons. His daughters will stray after their gods, and they will lead your sons astray after these gods. 16. Nursing and midwifery. A Jewish woman should not nurse the child of an idolater, since, by doing so, she raises a son who will be an idolater. She should not serve as a midwife for an idolatrous woman without charge. She may, however, do so for a fee, to avoid arousing animosity. A idolatrous woman may serve as a midwife for a Jewess and nurse her child. This must be done in premises belonging to a Jew, lest the idolatrous woman kill the child. 17. Trade with travelers to idol worship. It is forbidden to trade with Gentiles on their way to reproachful places of idol worship, but it is permitted to trade with them when they return. This applies when they do not journey in a caravan. If, however, they are traveling in a caravan, they may change their mind and return. If a Jew journeys to a reproachful place of idol worship, one may trade with him on his way there, since he may change his mind. On his way back, it is forbidden. It is forbidden to trade with an apostate Jew on his way there and on his way back. 18. Trade at idol worship fairs. When a Jew attends a fair of idol worshippers, it is forbidden to trade with him when he returns. Perhaps he sold an idol to them, and it is forbidden to benefit from the proceeds of the sale of idol worship possessed by a Jew. It is, however, permitted to benefit from the proceeds of the sale of an idol possessed by a Gentile. Therefore, it is permitted to trade with a Gentile coming from such a fair, but not with a Jew. It is forbidden to trade with an apostate Jew on his way to and on his way from such a fair.